All right, guys, what's happening? What's happening? It is Monday, October 4th, 2021. This morning, we're going to talk about the race to the finish, how to finish this last quarter of the year, the last remaining 88 days of this year starting today, how to make the last quarter count. Man, it is one of the most important times of the year for any business, for any person to build momentum going into the first quarter of next year, to finish strong and build upon that, to create the momentum necessary to live the best life you can because of the results that you were able to achieve, because of the effort and action that you took. That's what we're going to talk about this morning here. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, guys, what's happening? Good morning and happy Monday to you. It is officially the fourth quarter of 2021, and I hope you guys are off to a great start, man. It is this is the best time of year for me, man. I love this time of year. I've told you guys many mornings how much I love fall. It's kind of a rainy, dreary kind of morning here in Pittsburgh, but I'll take it every once in a while to get that fall weather, to get that fall feeling. And, for me, the fourth quarter in business is everything. The fourth quarter is, where champions are crowned. That is where games are won and lost all the time. I mean, you see it in professional sports for those of you who are football fans, college football and NFL football. You see it in almost every single game, right? It is won or lost in the fourth quarter. And, the same is true in life. It is, our years, if we look back in our lives and we look at, what's going on, the results that we've been able to get, what we've done well with and what years we have fallen a little bit short. I would argue that it is what we did in the fourth quarter that really defined that really, put us in the position to either make us great that year or make us feel like, man, we could have done more. And, when we look at the fourth quarter, and again, we have 88 days left in 2021. I remember having this conversation last year in 2020, talking about, just how difficult 2020 was, right? And 2021, we are, back to normal by most circumstances when you compare it to 2020. When you look at where we were October 4th of last year versus October 4th of this year. And I know that for a lot of people last year, man, when we got to the fourth quarter, there was a lot of people who were exhausted, right? They were tired. They were, not feeling that momentum, not feeling the excitement, not feeling their best in order to perform their best. And that was a result of, all of the things that happened last year that kind of built up on us. And so hopefully for many of you guys, you've broken out of that and you are in a position where, you're going into the fourth quarter focused. You're going into the quarter with a plan. You have a clear vision of exactly where you want to finish and what that looks like when you do it. And when you have all of that stuff lined up, when you can see what it looks like when you finish in the right position, when you achieve the right amount of revenue in your business, when you achieve the right amount of profit, when you hit that bonus that allows you to have a great Christmas for your family this year, when you're able to visualize those things, it's very easy to win, because when you can visualize what it looks like when that happens, literally the emotions inside your body that get churned up from imagining what that feels like. Here's a little trick that you guys may or may not know. The brain doesn't really know the difference between those emotions that you create because of your vision, because of being able to kind of manufacture those feelings. Your brain doesn't know the difference. And so you start to charge in that direction. You start to take action subconsciously that leads you in that direction to the finish that you're actually looking for in 2021. without even realizing it. You just start to program your brain. When people talk about visualization, that's exactly what they mean. They mean taking yourself to the place of victory before you even get there. Imagining the house that you want to live in before you actually live in it. Imagining what it feels like to close your first real estate deal before you actually close it. And when you can get to that place of closing your eyes and visualizing what that feels like, maybe what the house smells like, maybe what the new smell of that vehicle that you want to buy, what does it smell like? What does the leather look like? What's the detail on the seats or the steering wheel look like? And when you could take the time to visualize these things, and you could do it every single day for the last 88 days of the year, you could imagine what that looks like. You start to create those emotions in yourself every single day. What ends up happening, guys, is that creativity that you've been able to have becomes a reality. And if you don't believe me, ask the people that work around me. We do it all the time in our company. And what ends up happening is exactly what we talk about, what we visualize. For me in my personal life, there have been many things that I've put on a vision board, and at the time they seemed ridiculous. And then I've had to change those things out on the vision board because they actually all happen. And so I want you guys to think about that as you've got 88 days left in this year. How do you make the last quarter count? Well, I'll tell you this. The number one thing you have to do to make the last quarter count is you got to show up every day, and you got to be showing up ready to get after it, ready to take action. You got to create a plan if you don't have one already. You got to create a plan that allows you to have the activities necessary every single day to get the results. How much do you need to invoice every single week to enable you to reach the goal that you've set as a company? How many phone calls do you need to make to close the gap of the sales that you don't have right now that you need? How many emails do you need to send in order to generate the amount of activity necessary to be able to reach your goals? You got to figure this stuff out, guys. Then you got to show up every single day, and you got to deliver on those promises. You got to deliver on those things that you need to take action on. And when you do that, success becomes inevitable. So it's all about the plan, then it's all about the execution. It's that simple. Now, if you're not very good at what you're doing right now, you might have to adjust the plan. You might have to do more to get the same results as somebody else. But it comes down to having the right plan and executing on the right plan. And that's all it takes to make the last quarter count. But I can tell you this. There is absolutely nothing more important to you guys for your own lives, for your own progress, for your own businesses to perform at a high level in the fourth quarter. If you cannot show up and deliver in the fourth quarter, you will lose the respect of the people around you. Nobody remembers what you did in the first quarter, man. I've seen football games where the most incredible play was made in the first half. Might have made the highlight reel on ESPN, but nobody talked about it as a pivotal play in the game. Everybody talks about what happens in the fourth quarter. Because when you're able to perform, show up and put up under pressure, when the pressure is on, that's where champions are crowned. That is where the people that you can depend on perform at the highest level. Think about the greats in anything that you are into, whether it's sports or something else. They are always ready to deliver in the fourth quarter. In fact, they thrive under pressure, don't they? And they always make the fourth quarter count. They always have a plan. Their energy, their focus, their motivation, their inspiration, everything ratchets up a few notches in the fourth quarter, and yours should too. And I'm going to tell you guys a little secret here. Most people, the rest of the world, not the people that are listening to this or watching this right now, but the rest of the world, guys, takes off in the fourth quarter. They downshift and cruise into the holidays. and they take a week off for Thanksgiving and they take a couple weeks off for Christmas, and they miss a large percentage of the fourth quarter, and the rest of it, they don't work very hard. They don't stay focused. They don't have a good plan. They don't even spend time creating the plan. So this is the time of year when you have the ability to reap the biggest rewards, because most other people are asleep at the wheel. Most of the people doing whatever it is that you're doing are asleep at the wheel, taking their foot off the gas. Well, we've had a great year. All we have to do is finish it out. There's no race to the finish. There's no focus. There's no discipline. There's none of the things that it takes to get the results that we all are after. And when you see that, take advantage of it. Look at those people, man, that are just, smiling because they've had such a good year so far, and capitalize on it. Because that's what discipline is all about. It's about performing, showing up every single day, regardless of how you're feeling, and especially in the fourth quarter. How many of you guys can commit to 88 days of discipline and focus and doing the right things and showing up when it matters most? Because if you can, if you're one of those people that you lean into the pressure, you thrive when things are tough, you thrive when the spotlight is on, you will always get better results. You will always make more money. You will always be the person that people look to when the game is on the line. When the game is on the line, who gets the shot? It's the person that performs the best when everything's on the line. When the pressure doesn't get to you, people tend to rely on you, don't they? When you want the ball, when the game's on the line, people tend to lean on you. They tend to have confidence in you. You tend to be the go-to player, if you will. And that's what it takes to become the go-to player. You got to show up, you got to put up when everything is on the line, and you got to do it with ease. And so I challenge you guys to think about that. Where are you right now? Looking at the rest of the year, what do you have a plan to do? Do you have a plan? If you don't have a plan, that's where you need to start. But as soon as you get that plan together that's going to achieve the result that you want, put it into action. Show up every single day, regardless of how you feel. Show up. And when you show up every single day, you're going to start to see other people around you starting to show up every single day. Because in every organization, in every family, in every societal structure that there's one person that's leading the way and setting the pace. Let that be you. Be the person that shows up every single day and watch those people around you raise their level of performance as a result of it. That's what it's all about. That's how you make the last quarter count. And that's how you create the momentum that it takes to continue building, to continue going from the fourth quarter to the first quarter with momentum, with confidence, feeling great about the performance and the results that you were able to put together in the fourth quarter. That's it, guys. That's it for today. That's all I got for you. I hope that this message found somebody that needed that little boost for the fourth quarter. I hope that it made you just refocus that little bit to say, man, I could do more. I can downshift, and I can start this thing all over again, and I can climb that hill that I need to climb by the end of the season. You can do it. 88 days is a long time. Take 88 days times 24 hours. I don't know what the math is. There's a lot of time left. There's a lot of time left for you guys to capitalize, for you to close the gap, for you to do anything that you need to do this year. It doesn't matter how good or bad the rest of this year has been. You have the opportunity to make these last 88 days count. Let's make that happen, guys. Let's do it together. Hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you guys again tomorrow morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you.